So today we are going to be installing the Momo steering wheel on the Evo 8. I'm going to go over the process on how to install the quick release. So I got the NRG hub, the quick release mechanism, and I have everything, basically the wires and everything to make the horn work. I'm going to be going over the process on how to remove the OEM steering wheel and how to install this on the car. The parts that you're gonna need to install a aftermarket steering wheel and a quick release, if that's the way you wanna go, is you're gonna need a hub. So I got an NRG hub. I think part number, well, you can't even see it, but I think it's SRK101H for the Evo 8. And then you also need the quick release option to attach it to your actual steering wheel. So, and then the wires come with it. So this is for the horn, and then the bolts to bolt it all up. So the first step, and very important step, is to disconnect the battery terminal. I'm just gonna disconnect the negative, just so the airbag doesn't go off while you're removing the OEM steering wheel. Okay, so after disconnecting the battery, you're gonna want to take this cover off right here on the steering wheel. Like that, you're gonna remove this. And then you're gonna want to unplug the airbag. You want to unplug this, just pull the white trigger back, like that. Okay, so after removing all these plugs for the airbags and the horn, you need to put a 8mm wrench inside the bottom hole. So there's one on the top and then there's one on the bottom. And this bolt is gonna be torqued down super, super tight from factory. So what I did was get an 8mm, and then I got a pole from my jack stand, and I put it in here at a good angle, and I used it to basically torque. So with this, I'm able to loosen it easier. If not, you're gonna be here forever trying to get this bolt loose, because this bolt was really, really tight. But once I remove this, I should be able to remove the steering wheel. Alright, and once removing that 8mm hex bolt, it should be easier to remove the steering wheel, like that. Oh, and I forgot to remove the horn. Make sure you unplug the horn and the airbag, so these two wires. But again, just to cover up what I basically did, super easy to remove, but this bolt was really, really tight. So what you're gonna want to do is put in the 8mm, and again, I use the L hex, and then I use a pole. That's a cheater bar, basically. That's the only way, because what's happening is that the bolt is right in between, so it's not letting you remove the steering wheel from its place. So very important, but super easy to remove the steering wheel compared to the Technica. So to install the hub, once you remove the steering wheel, you're gonna want to remove these 6 Allen bolts from the hub. And once removed, you're gonna go into the car to install. Alright, so you're gonna have to lose the 8mm hex bolts out of the hub. And then it's basically just straight bolt on. Install, and then you're gonna install the bolts on top, and you're gonna make sure that these bolts are actually really tight, because this is what's basically holding the steering wheel in place. Once you install the hub, basically install the bolts and screw them in. This needs to be pretty tight. Again, this was holding the steering wheel in place. Okay, so NRG provides you with this thing for the airbag light that pops up. It's for the SRS airbag light that pops up. You're just gonna install this in the 2 ports that you have here. I'm gonna basically be putting one in each hole, like this. So that's one. Then that's two. Pretty good, just like that. And what that's gonna do is just it's not gonna cause the SRS light to come up in the cluster. Now for the horn, basically install this here, and then we'll talk about how to make sure that the ground keeps going up to the quick release. So after you have all the wiring ready, basically install this. Basically putting it back together just how you removed it. Make sure that you match all the holes correctly. You also want to make sure that you do it in a crisscross pattern. Not that it really matters that you're torquing them or anything like that, but OCD kicks in. Okay, so now after you installed the hub in, you're gonna wanna install, this is if you're gonna go quick release, you're gonna wanna install this, but first make sure that if you're gonna do the whole horn process, this is basically so the ground keeps going up with the quick release. So you're gonna wanna install this around here, and once you install this, we'll connect everything so you can see how I'm gonna do it. Run the wires through here, and then install this one here, and then this one goes here like that. So now that everything's connected, it's basically just let me see what's the best way to basically just installing this. I don't like how a little bit of the ring comes out. That's really gonna bug me a little bit. You can't really tell, but I don't like the way it comes out. This should be even. I'll see what I could do. I could shave it or cut it off. What you're gonna do is get the aftermarket steering wheel, connect all your wires accordingly, and then basically bolt the steering wheel right on. So and then basically and then just install all the bolts to the quick release. So after installing the quick release to your actual steering wheel, it's basically the best part of this install, and you're basically done. Now let's connect the battery and make sure that the horn actually works with all the wiring that we just did. Okay, connect the battery Terminal back on. And now check your work. And hopefully it rings. And it works. Very happy. I do want to see if the SRS stays on. I wonder if I have to turn the car on for that. It went away, so perfect. I think this is a job well done. Now it's just test driving it. Feel everything's super solid. Nothing feels flimsy or anything, so successful install. Pretty easy and simple.